on agenda? Okay, I'm ready.
All right. We'll have a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll call this April 10th, 2024 meeting of the County Commission, Monongalia County, to order. All right, first we'll start with our consent and approval with our administrator, Renetta McClure. Good morning.
Good morning. We have 7 exonerations for $4,305.31, minutes for April 3rd, 2024, vouchers, General County, $268,094.47, 911, $30,819, Chestnut Ridge Park, $4,620.98, Camp Muffley, $508.29, Mason-Dixon Park, $175.95, Mon County Center, $4,426.57, Recreation Levy, $3,793.98, Assessor's Valuation, $1,783, Payroll, $1,733,763.46, Harmony Grove TIF, $11,089.04, ARPA, $6,957.88, Parks and Recreation, $28,089.59. Purchasing card vouchers, General County, $12,445.11. Home confinement, $5,492.28. Mon County Center, $824.73. Assessor's valuation, $788.50 for a voucher total of $2,113,672.83. We have budget revisions. No budget revisions today. Position vacancies for boards and authorities are listed on our website. Fiduciary orders for April 10th, 2024.
Any other additional fiduciary items in this part?
We do have one, but you want to make
We'll
somebody
note
make
that
a
in
motion on the,
We can note that in correspondence, too.
okay.
Yeah, let's do that on the correspondence.
Do I have
Okay.
a motion to approve the consent approval as presented?
So move.
Second, all in favor? Say
Aye.
aye. Aye. Next, we have introduction of new employees, personnel changes. Day Report Center.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
I'd like to introduce Jackson Weeks. He's not with me today. He's a WVU student,
Okay.
and he had class this morning, so trying to get him through the home stretch here and get his degree. So
Understood.
we would request that he be hired as a part-time case manager with the Day Report Center at a rate of $15 per hour with your approval.
Great.
So moved.
We have a motion to approve the employee as presented. I will second. All in favor?
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome him to the county, please. Next, we have the assessor. Our esteemed assessor, Mr. Music, is here today to present. Welcome, sir.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yeah, change of pace. Give
Yeah.
Patrick a day off. Here
Yes, sir.
to present Ms. Brooke Collins to be as a full-time land book deputy clerk with the assessor's office. For start date, we're looking at April 29th, and she is eligible for benefits.
Great.
So move to hire the individual as land book deputy full-time.
Second. All in favor?
Aye. I'm not
Thank-
used to saying that. Usually Jeff's the one who does
Thank
that.
you. We welcome Brooke to the county, and I hope everything works out
All
as
right.
you anticipate.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming down, Mark. Next, we're going to have comments from the public.
Yep, the sheriff's got one.
Oh, sorry, I saw you there. I didn't realize we have
That's
another
okay.
one.
It was
Sorry.
a last minute, and we
No,
called
that's
Renetta
fine.
to get the paperwork.
Sheriff Palmer, welcome this morning.
Thank you. How are you all?
Great.
Good.
Well, known a little bit.
I have on my right Alexander Shahan, who will be starting as a full-time court security officer on April 16th. Starting salary would be $2,909.71.
Great.
For your approval.
Move for approval?
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Welcome to the
Welcome.
county.
I
Good
like
luck.
he's taller than me, yeah.
Yeah,
I need to make one thing.
Sure, go ahead.
absolutely.
Before
Please,
we-
have the
before we
floor.
get
Be
out
our
of here.
guest.
It's just a reminder, and Kelly's going,
Okay.
Reminder is last day to pay taxes is April 30th.
Ooh.
Okay.
And we also wanted to bring to everyone's attention that we did mail out these little red postcards, about
Yes.
20,000 of them. Actually, it's just a reminder. we're getting several calls from people thinking that it's a scam,
Oh,
but
gotcha.
the tax office
Okay.
truly did send these out. And we also sent out over 800 transfer letters, which are notification to properties that have been transferred within the last year that have unpaid taxes.
Oh, okay.
So that way, if they're not paid, they can check with their closing attorney or, whoever to see.
Unpaid from 2023?
Yes.
And/or even 2022, or just picks up the
Just
23?
23, because the
Okay.
And just
22s
for clarification, if they call, they should call your office to verify.
Sure, yeah.
That way it's just
And
self,
everybody has
not the
been,
county.
right, but I
I'm
just
looking
wanted
at
to make sure
Ben.
everybody knew, because we've gotten a
Yes.
lot
Or
of
they
those
can, of
calls.
course, check the sheriff's tax website.
Yes.
Yes,
type in their last-
Monongalia Sheriff.
And if
Okay.
you recently purchased, you would type in the last name of the person you purchased from, or your
Yes.
district map and parcel, and it can bring up the
Okay.
tax.
You should have been
statement
down here instead.
Yeah.
I look at them
Maybe
every
you should be
day.
a lawyer. Oh,
I look at them
yeah.
every day. All right, great. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much for the information.
All right, that's all for the employees?
Mhm.
Okay. Next, we'll move on to comments from the public. And this time, you have 2 to 3 to 4 minutes, up to the president's discretion how long to speak. You come forward, please give your name and your address and speak your piece. So I will open the public portion of the meeting now. Anyone coming forward, please?
Morning.
Morning, Mr.
Morning.
Scotchell.
Louis Scotchell Senior, I should say.
See
And
others.
my business address is 1384 Greenbag Road, but I'm also a resident, Star City, 1444 Saratoga Avenue.
Great.
I just want to make sure that I filed a motion for hearing on the Arthur P. Scotchell estate, and don't want to address anything at this time until I find out what your comments are, or I believe it might come under correspondence.
Yes, it will.
Correct. We'll address
So
it at that time.
that's all I needed to do.
Thank you,
Okay,
Mr.
thank
Scotchell.
you.
Does anyone else have anything to bring forth? Please. Morning.
Good
Morning.
morning, how are you? My name is Bill Downey. I live at 1171 Kingwood Pike here in Morgantown.
Was it
I just
Daily? Is that what you said?
Pardon me?
Did you say Daily? Your last name?
Downey, D-O-W-N-E-Y.
Downey, sorry.
Downey. Oh, okay.
Like fabric softener.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. What I'm kind of going through is I have a complaint, and I'd like to know how the commission feels about it. The first say that I'm a Christian, and we pay levies on my taxes. One of the levies that we pay is for the volunteer fire departments. Sheet Lake Fire Department is putting on bingo, and they're going to do it, I think, the 18th, and they're going to have the drag queens there to do the bingo for them. And I can understand that at a private individual or a bar or something like that. But when we take one of our county fire departments and we're going to bring drag queens in, what's that tell our community, especially our kids? And I just, I think the county commission should be involved and stop it. We stopped the one that, where the drag queens were gonna read to the kids at the library. I'd just like to know your all's opinion.
Well, during public comment, we're not permitted to respond other than if we have a motion to suspend the rules. And absent such a motion, we can't respond at this time, but we'll
Maybe addressed at our speak when we,
give comments.
Comments
of
at the
meeting.
end.
Okay, did the county commission know that this was going on?
Can't
Again,
respond
yeah, we
to-
can't respond at this time to specific questions, but we can address it in our comments at the end of
Okay.
the meeting.
All right.
But-
The one thing that bothers me about the levy system is that, and correct me if I'm wrong in anything, but we're doing it for the buses. Last year, over in Westover, they spent $2.5 million to redo their parking lot and their outside structure. They're driving buses as big as semi-tractor trailers around this town. They blacked out the windows so people can't see who many people inside, because you used to see one person. We're paying a levy for that too. So if they had $2.5 million extra, why did they come to us to ask for a levy? Same thing with Bow Park. And I've only heard it twice, and I've heard it on the news, but obviously I've been told Bow Park is missing $2 million out of their budget. It's been kept kind of quiet, but if we pay for these levies, and I'm paying for these levies in my taxes, I kind of disagree with what's going on with the levies. So
Okay.
I just wanted to file that complaint.
All right, well,
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming forward. Does anyone else have any comments for the public comment section? No?
The young lady who was sitting here with Mr. Palmer left her telephone.
Oh, okay.
Oh, if you want to give it, thank you. She'll
You
be
can give it
running
to
up
the
real-
court security officer in the back, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And we'll pass along, you referred to her as that young lady.
Young lady, she'll like that.
So at this point, we're going to close the public comment. Moving on, grants, calling to, no grants today. Moving on then to correspondence.
The only item that I have is the correspondence noted by Mr. Scottrell when he spoke earlier regarding the Arthur Scottrell estate.
On that correspondence, I'll note that it's a fiduciary matter. We have a longstanding policy that if we don't receive the fiduciary matters in the week prior, we don't address it at this meeting. Just don't have time to do it. We got it on Monday. So we will, conferring with the Commissioner Bloom, it'd be my suggestion that we review the letter this week, take it up at our staff reports, and then address it by the next meeting.
Yeah. And one of the options could be, I just want that, we need to send it to the attorney.
Okay.
Our attorney.
Have it reviewed by counsel
Because that's
as well.
something, yeah,
No, not to our attorney, not to
yeah.
necessarily to the attorney that may or may not be mentioned in the letter, but to our staff attorney, which is Mr.
Can I
Maker.
make one comment to that?
Sure.
Sure, if you want to come to the, one comment, sure.
Sure.
Since you came, I mean,
Why not?
The biggest concern I find, I'm now the DBN executor,
Okay.
that the will, or the administrations that are still governing this estate were null and void April 8, 2014, and nothing's been done to return the estate as it was requested and also ordered by this county commission on April 16 of 2014. I'm still waiting for results to move forward as the executor because the estate was closed null and void on the 2006 administration that the county commission admitted to probate on April 22nd, 2009, that I can't move forward, I can't do nothing as an executor or a DBN executor because right now I'm still to follow the past administration and go forward without having the funds or anything else returned to the estate as it was ordered. So that's all I wanted to find out, to make sure whenever you read this, that the exhibits will show you that there's time periods that's missing totally out of this estate, not even on record. And they have to be addressed. How did they ever come up with an administration without value in the estate before they did anything? Market value, I mean.
yeah. Which is why we're going to meet
What's
and have to probably turn it to the attorney because we don't have that answer. We will submit it to our attorney to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, and the only other thing I can tell you is that I can't find legal counsel for the estate because of a conflict of interest, because it messes with colleagues and so forth and so on. Been throughout this state, and I've even tried in Pittsburgh, and it's been a battle. And you can't get nobody to help you.
Yeah.
That's why I have to turn to you.
Okay.
We'll take a deep dive into it in the next
Yes.
week, so
Thank you.
appreciate you coming in. Any other correspondence for now? No more?
Just one item.
Thank you for coming. We'll find out what's going on.
Okay. We received a notice from the West Virginia Division of Highways. They will have a public informational workshop. I put a copy of this on both of your desks regarding the Morgantown Industrial Park access on Wednesday, April 17th at Westwood Middle School.
Thank you.
From
Great.
5 to 8 p.m. It says no formal presentation is going to be made, but they're going to be answering questions from the public, and they'll be taking comments regarding the project between now and May 17th.
This is regarding the bridge project?
Correct.
Okay.
Not the interchange project, the access bridge
Right.
over the river.
Right,
The $70 million bridge.
over the river and
About that.
through the woods, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, couldn't help. Myself. Okay, moving on. No unfinished business. Now, on to new business. Consideration to approve the annual memorandum of agreement between the Monongalia County Commission and the WVU Extension Service in accordance with West Virginia Code Section 1981 for fiscal year 2025 financial support. This is an extension of our prior agreement that I believe was a annual agreement that
Yes.
we have with in accordance with the state, where we provide funds to pay for one of the employees, our extension agent,
And some office
and some
operations,
office space at
yeah.
the Mon County Center.
Move for approval.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moving on, consideration of an appointment to the West Run Board of Zoning Appeals.
Got an application from Randall Lavelle to be on the board. He lives within the district, and from what I could verify, he's lived there for many years,
Great.
which meets the requirement.
Okay.
Move for appointment. To
Second?
approve. Okay.
Second, all approve? All
Aye.
in favor?
Oh.
Aye. That's great. We really appreciate when folks step forward to serve on our boards. It's a really necessary component of the county, so. Moving on to consideration of an appointment to the Camp Muffley Advisory Board.
Received an application from John Gatling, and he has indicated he wants to be appointed to one of the park boards, and the suggestion from the commission was Camp Muffley.
That guy over there?
Uh,
Any motion?
I don't know. Background check. Yeah, I move to support the motion, to approve.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we do
I-
appreciate that.
I
And it's a
believe-
great, it's really moving forward. There's a lot of
And
exciting things
I'm
happening.
the commission representative to that park,
Right.
and we are desperately in need of board members. We could still use one or two more, so if anyone out there wants to throw their hat in the ring, all of our park boards could use a member or two. So welcome, and we look forward to, with Seth, working with you out there. Moving on to consider for approval a transportation agreement between the Monongalia County Commission on behalf of the Monongalia County Sheriff and Valley Healthcare Systems and the West Virginia University Board of Governors. This is another extension of a prior agreement. This one was a 10-year agreement, is that right?
No, that's the next thing on the
That's the
agenda.
next thing,
I
okay.
think this is fairly new.
Okay.
But it's dealing with mental hygiene.
It's a good idea.
Hearings. If the individual is located on the WVU campus, this allows
Them to
WVU campus
transfer.
police to transport them in lieu of the sheriff's department.
Great.
Move for approval.
Second?
And I just, I think this is a great idea, and it was just a little loophole that now solves a problem for us.
We have first and a second. All approve, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next, we have a consideration to approve a lease agreement between the Monongalia County Commission and the West Virginia Department of Transportation, Division of Highways for certain equipment located on the Harmony Grove Communications Tower. This is the aforementioned prior 10-year agreement has expired. There's equipment up there that's used and hasn't. We've checked with our 911 director, and it doesn't serve any inhibitants or any problem with any of the other equipment we have. It's functioning fine, and it's a necessary piece of equipment to have on that tower. So as such, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
Move to approve the lease agreement.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, we have a consideration to approve a recommendation of successful offerer in response to RFP number 2024 MCC-003. This is our courthouse lobby project that was put out to bid. So do you want to
Yeah, I'd like to make
entertain
the
the motion
motion
first and
first.
then have
Yeah.
discussion?
I move to accept the recommendation to identify Veritas Contracting as a successful offer in response to the RFP 2024 MCC-003 and direct staff to notify them in order to make arrangements for a negotiation of a contract award.
I will second. We'll have some discussion. I believe Renetta is in possession of the scoring sheet that was used to evaluate the two bids. We had two very good bidders
Right.
on this project, and it was very close. But if you want to go over some of the high points of the bidding sheet, Renetta, that'd
Yeah,
be
we
great.
received offers from Jarrett Construction Services and Veritas Contracting. After the technical evaluations were done, Jarrett actually came out ahead in the technical evaluation, but their cost offer was higher than Veritas, their cost offer was $155,263, and Veritas was $114,948. So when doing the weighted cost, the total score Jarrett received at 82.46, and Veritas had a higher score at 88.97.
Right.
So,
One question.
yes.
When we approve this, well, if it's approved, there was an addendum, so that will be discussed in the,
Yes, well,
Okay.
you guys will need to review those,
Yes.
and depending on your flavor for
right,
going that extra step to replace those front
okay,
doors, then you can decide that at the time.
okay. I just want to make sure we would look at that.
And
Okay.
the cost of the winning, the amount of the winning bid was,
$114,948.
okay. We have a first and a second. All in favor of awarding the bid to Jarrett Construction for
Nope, Veritas Contracting.
Veritas
Veritas.
Contracting for $114,948. Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. This will transform our entryway at the courthouse and our security pass-through with our security staff, and also allow us to, once we finish the initial part of that project, will allow us to move forward with finishing off the former circuit clerk's office for use for the county clerk. So that was a necessary chicken before the egg kind of, or I guess horse before the cart kind of thing that we needed to do, so.
And they
thank-
also will be doing construction at nighttime, so
Yes,
it
and
won't,
not
it
just
won't
regular-
interrupt daily operations.
Yeah, it should not, other than dust and the appearance of construction going on, it won't disturb normal operations. Moving on, reports from elected officials and departmental supervisors. Have anything from Granville today? No? Something from Mr. Music?
Afternoon. Morning, that is.
Morning, yeah.
Want to take this opportunity to let you know we're beginning our field work for the 2025 tax year. First two areas we'll be starting for residential will be Osage and Granville to start off with. Then commercial, we're waiting on, we're going to be in Osage and some of that on the commercial beginning too. So we'll be getting that in the next few days.
I recommend you start at Mayor Lewis's house.
She's first on our docket.
Okay, just making sure. Thank you, Mark. Next, we have reports from county commissioners. Tom?
Oh, you don't want to do Sean first? Okay.
Well, I should mention Sean is on vacation, which
Yes.
is why there are only two of us. He usually opens the meeting by indicating all three commissioners are here, but
Right.
obviously today there are just two. And we hope that Sean and his lovely bride have a wonderful vacation, so.
Let's first start an amazing program last week that all three county commissioners attended, the MAP Awards Dinner, over 680 individuals, and it was really positive because it really showed the growth and quality of life and economic development that is moving forward in our county, and I'm very excited about that. We were able to attend, and it was an exceptional program, and I really like the way they do it, so that you don't sit there for 3 or 4 hours listening as they thank everyone. They do videos, and it goes extremely quickly. And it was really well done. I want to thank Eric and Russ for doing that. Let's see. Second thing, I have great news, and we saw it in the paper, and I want to thank Ben and also Dave Wilson and Mike Nolting. After easily 6 years, if not more, that I've been working on it with now the other commissioners, the state DOH has now decided to use the funds that they have been saving because they haven't hired people or they're unable to hire the people. And they gave a contract, $2.2 million, to Anderson Excavating to do culverts. And everyone says, well, why the culverts? The problem in the past is we've paved and we don't do the culverts, and the water, yes, it's water, goes underneath the paving and destroys it. You have to start somewhere. This will allow it done well and correctly, and everyone's going to be watching Anderson Excavating because we're hoping this will be a 3-year term contract. And I think it's something that the city of Morgantown has been pushing, the county commission is pushing, and hopefully this opens up doors for more working relations to this. And I want to give Mike Daly a lot of the credit for working on this and getting approved, and State Senator Mike Olivero. I mean, we've been on him and everyone, and I know Joe Statler was involved with it too, so I do want to thank them for that. going forward on that, I received a phone call yesterday, who I don't want to mention, from an individual with the state DOH, and has been hired to work with this county to solve our problems. And I'm really thrilled with the DOH. But yeah,
All of our problems
all of
are
our
just
problems, the
referred
DOH,
to
the
the
DOH area. And the individual is very positive, believes that he can help us. He has the resources to get it done from the State Department. And I will say, was quite shocked the shape of our roads we're in. He was very upfront and
Brockway, excuse me.
yeah. And since the city manager is here, I do want to say, when I asked for priorities, and he asked for priorities, I said the entrances into Mon County in the city of Morgantown. I guess it's called a level 3 road, and we are the worst in the state right now at level 3 roads. And I mentioned Brockway, I mentioned Don Knotts Boulevard, the road from Easton Hill to Cheat Lake interchange, the major corridors that are coming in, and they are going to come up with a plan and start working on it. And he even gave me his home phone number, which we've never had before. We even talked about the light switches that we have to call down in Huntington or Charleston for one guy to get it approved when there's a problem with the lights. So I'm very excited that, again, I'll be working with them as a designee with the county commissioners, have allowed me to do that. And Mike Dale, again, I think it's a positive step. We started with the culverts. We're now going to look at some of the paving, and there's some great things that are going to happen. I'm not expecting miracles, but I just want some simple wins. And I think the public has been deserving that, and we're moving forward on that. So I'm very, very excited about that. Let's see. 1, 2, okay. Mr. Down, I appreciate you coming before us. I won't make the city manager get up and speak, but I know he'll allow me to do this. There was an article where it said that $2 million was missing from Bow Park. What it didn't say was there's like 5 different accountings of Bow Park. The individuals just looked at the first document, didn't read the other documents, which shows there is no funds missing. I don't know if you want to verify that, or you could. I see you shaking your head. The money has always been there. It's been readily accessible to anybody who wants to come down to the city and look at it, but there is no money missing, and I want that verified, and I want the city and everyone to know that's what happens when you do shoddy journalism and you just do a bit here and don't do the whole truth. So I hope, unless you want to add something, which I didn't think you did, but it is there. So the money has never been gone. Your second question about concerns that they're having a function that you don't agree with. Volunteer fire departments have been doing that. I think Cheat Lake has been doing that for years. We have no control of what they are doing or not doing. To me, we do not interfere with those businesses. We do not interfere with the nonprofits, and I know both the city and the county do not want to start the process of once we open that door and complain about one thing, then we move to something else. I believe your concern should be with the Cheat Lake Volunteer Fire Department. I know I understand your concern, but that is something that the county commission will not get involved with. Now, I'm an individual county commissioner, if anyone else wants to speak on that, but I believe that is something that is directly to them. However, I will say this, levies are key for the future of Monongalia County. And we have several levies, and I'm not allowed to promote them while I'm on the stand here, but I believe this is the best direct way for citizens to see if they like what's going on or not what is going on. And hopefully the people will look at all the information and make a great decision as we move forward. I do appreciate you coming here. That is why we want people to come and voice their opinions, but we will disagree. I will disagree with you on that I believe that is up to each individual company or organization to make those decisions.
Okay, thanks, Tom.
Sure.
Just piggybacking on that for a minute, the county commission provides no direct funding to volunteer fire departments. It's all
Correct.
done through the levy, which is voted on by the taxpayers. And as Commissioner Bloom indicated, we have no direct control over their operations or what they do or what they don't do, other than the bully pulpit, as Commissioner Sikora likes to refer to this desk, this rather large, imposing desk. So at this point, it wouldn't be appropriate for one commissioner or the other to necessarily address that. But we hear your concern, and we will, at least I will, from a distance, monitor the situation and see if there's anything that can't be looked at least from that regard. But that's really a lot of doublespeak, not telling you we're going to do anything, because basically, as I said, we don't have control over them. Piggybacking again on the DOH discussion that Commissioner Bloom indicated, I'd like to draw our memory back to, we had a roundtable discussion in this room. City Manager Dawes was there, as well as several members of City Council, several of our elected representatives, and we discussed this option of this idea that had been on the books for a while. And Senator Oliverio, as Commissioner Bloom indicated, took the ball and ran with it to the state and really pushed that agenda to get. I mean, the number of employees they say were allotted for this region, and what we have is about a 40% of what we have or what we should have. And so the argument was, well, all this extra money that could be spent on employees, why can't we privately contract out? And it was a thought that was discarded for many years, but thanks to the many officials that have contacted the state, and again with Senator Oliverio and Delegate Statler, that have really pushed that through. And I really hope that it's a footprint, a blueprint going forward on ways that we can work towards fixing these issues. Snow plowing this year, luckily we didn't have a horrible winter, but we were drastically understaffed for that, as a couple of the ice storms we got really showed how unprepared we were. Fixing emergency potholes. There's a pothole on I-68 headed towards the Cheat Lake Bridge that is every bit of 10 inches deep and 10 inches wide and probably 3 feet long. It's dangerous. A motorcycle would hit that, and I don't see how they could continue moving forward without skidding or falling. So I really applaud the DOH for thinking outside the box, and hopefully this project will help with the road trimming in the fall, so that we can get everything cleaned up after the spring and summer season, and also for road cleaning as far as the ashes that are still on the ground from the winter. Of course, it's still early. It's only, I guess it's April. So, but anyway, thank you to Senator Oliverio and Delegate Statler and all of our elected representatives and the folks from the city council that I'm sure were in contact as well. And that meeting that we had just goes to show our continued effort to work together with municipalities. I think, Mayor Lewis, I believe someone from Granville, were you you were at that meeting as well, weren't you? The round table we had for the DOH discussion.
Ago, yeah.
It was a while ago. I'm almost certain you were there. So we think Granville's an active participant in these issues, and we appreciate that. So moving on, again, thank you to Mr. Gatling for applying to be on the board, and Camp Muffley, as I mentioned, having citizen participation in these boards is essential to get a quorum and just to move these projects forward. All the great things that are happening at our parks are not just because of our staff. They get the support from the commission and from the boards that run them, and we appreciate any citizen input. So please check our website. As our administrator says every week, there's openings for boards and authorities on the website. Please look at them. If you see something you're interested in, we encourage you to fill out an application to be on one of our boards. The last thing I had the opportunity to participate in the Meals on Wheels awards banquet and celebratory luncheon yesterday. They've been at the facility there on University Avenue now for over 20 years. They provide a valuable service. I had a great uncle that was an active user of Meals on Wheels, and they're all volunteer drivers. They do not solicit federal funds that the local branch here, a lot of the Meals on Wheels across the country do, and they strictly subsist on the monies they get from their patrons and from grants that they can request and be awarded, which we have in the past. The county commission has given them a grant every year to help with their operations. So appreciate the work they're doing. And if you've known someone or have someone that lives alone and is elderly, or even not even elderly, just doesn't have the ability to prepare their own meals, that it can really be a lifeline. That, combined with the food services provided by Senior Mons, these places are a lot of times the only meals these folks are able to prepare for themselves or get. So it's a valuable service, and we appreciate all the work and effort done by the board and the volunteers they have over there. I think that's all I've got. I've spoken enough. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, one more
Commissioner?
thing, just, I would like to have an executive session next week, and I will go with the actual code that's needed. So at least we're saying that we're putting an executive session on next week.
On the regular agenda, or?
We can do it at a work session, but I want to make sure that let's do it at the work session after, okay? Just so the public knows that.
All right.
So you want to schedule a work session
Work session, and we'll have an executive session.
with the
during
idea
that.
that it will likely be an executive session?
Yeah.
Okay. With that, any other business, Renetta?
No, sir.
Move to adjourn?
We be gone, as Sean would say.